I wanted to, we were doing some of the yamas and niyamas, this book, remember? The Deborah Adel book, yeah. And I wanted to pick that up because just going through it, I think we probably have worked through most of the yamas and we've gotten to the final yama. So there's 5 yama, Kimmy, go on. 5 yamas and 5 niyamas. And the yamas and niyamas are the guiding principles of yoga. And just to remind us both of what they are, the first one is nonviolence. So it starts with the 5 yamas: nonviolence, truthfulness, non-stealing, non-excess, and we're on non-possessiveness, which is aparigraha, which is just the Sanskrit name for non-excess. And reading non-excess, you think about non-excess, and I think we all kind of, what comes to mind? I mean, don't eat too much, right? Don't be gluttonous, right? Which is more like of a Christian principle, like, right? But I think that Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita wrote this about non-excess, and I think it's so interesting. Let your concern be with action alone, and never with the fruit of action. Do not let the results of action be your motive, and do not be attached to inaction. So I've been thinking about this. I think what Christian is talking about is, we're so driven to results and jumping ahead to how does this bring about this, right? That we often get lost in we forget the journey, right? So life is a journey, and days pass and a week will pass and we'll say, God, what happened to the week? Where did it go? Or back when we were working, you start off on Monday, you're like, I can't wait to get to Friday, right? You're just like living for the weekend. I got to blow through these 5 days I get to Friday. And what this yama is talking about is, it is the journey. The journey is everything. And that the end result, it is what it is. And that there's so often in life, we think we know that this action is going to cause that result. But how many times in your life has it happened that your action hasn't caused the result that you wanted or thought would happen? Or I've often thought this, just when I think I've got it all together, right? Just when I think I've got everything, like, yeah, everything's firing just right, whoop, something comes in and the whole apple cart gets tossed over. It's just when you think, oh yeah, I got this all down. Nope, you realize you don't. So I think for me, a great example of this, it's a very practical example, and perhaps you'll relate to this. So we're having some people over for dinner, right? And we've planned what we're going to cook, and we're going to get it, and we're thinking as we're cooking, like, oh, I wonder how people will like this. I wonder if this will turn out. Oh God, that maybe that's not right, and then you put it on the table. You're like, oh my gosh, is it going to be good? I don't know if this is going to be all right. And what Krishna is saying is, enjoy cooking, enjoy the preparation. It's what ends up on the table. What people think of it. You can't really predict that, because for all you know, you've made a pot roast and the vegetarian is at the table, right? You can't predict what the reaction is going to be, but you can at least allow yourself to enjoy the preparation. And I thought, yeah, how many times I like to cook, but when I'm cooking for other people, sometimes the joy goes away. And I don't enjoy it as much as I do when I'm just puttering around cooking for myself or my husband. And it's like, yeah, find the joy in the journey. Enjoy the journey. Even, or just experience the journey. Maybe that's the best way of saying it. Feel it. Feel every bit of it. So that is the yama on non-possessiveness. And I just think it's a beautiful thought, even that we bring it into yoga. There are times in yoga where we're doing a pose and maybe this is hard, or just breathe into it. If there's a part of your body that's stiff, just breathe into it and just let it, see what happens. And that every time we hit the mat or the chair, it's new. It's not about last time, and it's not about next time. It's just about this time. And that is a beautiful concept. And it is tied up in this non-possessiveness. So close your eyes and bring your hands to your knees and sit up tall. Draw the crown of your head to the ceiling and draw your shoulders down your back. Maybe even bring your shoulders up to your ears initially and then roll them back down, and see how that feels as you stretch your neck and the crown of your head up. Feel that your hips are right under your shoulders and that your ears are in line with your shoulders. So this is getting to be true north. Our feet, our ankles are right under our knees, and our toes are straight out ahead at 12 o'clock. This posture, shoulders down back, joints aligned with one another, crown of the head drawing towards the ceiling, sit bones firmly and evenly on the chair. This is true north in a sitting position. And breathe here. Breathe in deeply and out. Breathe in again. And exhale through your mouth. Now notice your abdomen, your abdominal muscles. As you breathe in, the air travels up, your chest expands, and then it comes out through your mouth, and your abdominal muscles contract to press that air out. So that is a full deep breath. So practice that a few times. Breathe in and out. Breathe in at the count of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold and breathe out. 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold and breathe out. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. One more time. Breathe in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold and breathe out. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bring your hands to your heart. Set an intention for your practice today. Maybe it's around the concept of non-possessiveness and thinking about your day and allowing the day to unfold and to experience every hour, every 10 minutes, maybe every minute, without expectations or regrets. Breathe in and out. We'll start practice with the sound of one Om. Breathe in again and out. Breathe in. Oh. Breathe in, look up, bring your arms up, spark your fingers up, draw your shoulder blades down your back. Grab your right wrist with your left arm or your left hand and gently pull it over to the left, just hinging at your waist. Come back up, look up, grab your left wrist with your right hand and hinge, keeping your sit bones firmly on your chair, and come back up, look up, and again, left hand, right wrist, draw it over. Maybe you can go a little bit further and look up, and again, grab your left wrist and come over. Good. Bring your hands to your knees. Sit up tall. Draw your chest and chin together. And look up at the ceiling, drawing your chin up to the ceiling. And now back down to the chest. Exhale. Inhale, fully looking up. Exhale, draw chin to chest, sitting up tall. And once again, look up at the ceiling. Really look up. Now, left ear, left shoulder. Draw your shoulder down and try to draw that ear to the shoulder. Look up, right ear, right shoulder. Look up. Maybe you feel this differently on each side, left ear, left shoulder. My sides feel different. When I go to my right, I feel a little bit of more of a tug. Look up. You can even place your left hand on your right ear, kind of around your head, and see if that helps you get it over a little bit more. Just a gentle look up, and maybe place your right hand on your left ear as you just gently tug it over a little bit. Now we're going to go around the world with our heads. So draw it to your chest, left ear. Inhale as you come back around, and exhale as you bring your chin to chest, breathing fully and deeply as you make your way around, waking up your neck, taking any crinks out that might be there, keeping your shoulders down your back. Breathing deeply. Now come around in the opposite direction. Breathing as you go around to the back and exhaling as you come down to the front. One more time around. Really accentuate this movement. This is one of those things that would be probably a really good idea if we did that every day in the morning, just to wake up our neck. Let's rotate our shoulders around. You can go in either direction because we're gonna reverse in a second. Reverse them. Just really bring some fluidity to your shoulders. Great. Hands out in front, and we're gonna do flashlight for 30 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Really stretch your fingers. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Great. Bring your hands down. Maybe reverse them. Bring them up overhead. And place them on your knees. Maybe switch it so that your fingertips are facing your body. And this is a big wrist stretch. So the more I do this, the better it is for my wrists. So when I'm doing downward facing dogs, this really helps stretch out our wrists and really bringing some additional power to our wrists. I think it's very important. Come sit closer to the top of your chair or right at the edge of your chair and clasp your hands behind your back and draw your arms down your back and your shoulders, really lowering down your back more fully. That feels really good. It's almost like you're doing an up dog chest. Your chest is really popped out. Good. Come back and sit normally. Let's bring your ankle up on your knee. So notice your alignment. Your bent knee that's on top of your, your bent knee, your toes are at 12 o'clock. And that, look and make sure that your ankle's right underneath your knee. And now my right leg is bent on top of that knee. Flex your toes. So my right toes are flexed. Press away. Press that knee away. See if you can get a sensation in your hip as a hip opener. So breathe deeply into this. Press away. Now come out of it and rotate your foot around. So now let's give some ankle rotations. It can go in either direction, doesn't matter. Keep your toes flexed and now go in opposite directions. My ankle cracks when I do this. So it tells me that, I don't know what it tells me, but it tells me that my ankle cracks. Place your foot on the mat, bring your toes up, and now lower them, stretch them out. So, we wear shoes and we're always crunching our feet. Try to really expand your toes. Even bring your fingers down and see if you can get the tips of your fingers between your toes. I can't get all of mine, almost, and it kind of hurts, but that's a good thing to do too, because we really scrunch our toes. And our toes, I think, would be a little bit happier if they had a little distance between them. Now look down at your toes and see if you can place each toe down one at a time, super hard. Last one, big toe. And then feel all four corners of your foot on the mat. Draw your arch. If you look down at your foot and see if your arch is flat or if your ankle is kind of curving in. I think that's another thing that happens with age. Try to draw your arch up and you'll feel that engagement on the inside of your shin. And that's a very good position. That's more the position that we want our legs to be in when we're doing yoga, probably doing anything. Okay, so that's good. Place now your left ankle on your right knee, looking down. Your knee is right up on top of that ankle. These toes are now flexed. Place your hands on the left knee and push it away from your body. This is, again, a hip opener. I feel this pretty profoundly in my hip. Push and breathe. Breathe and push. This might be one of those examples where there's a little discomfort because most of us have tight hips and we're thinking about, God, when is this going to end? But just breathe into it. Breathe in and out. Good. Now let's rotate this ankle. Notice, is this ankle a little more or less flexible than the other side? Is it cracking more or less? And go in the opposite direction. And place that foot on the mat. And again, let's do that same thing. Open your toes. Really bring your toes as wide as they can. See if you can even get the first knuckle or the first part of your fingers in between your toes. For some reason, on this side, it's easier for me. Who knows? It just goes to show you that our sides are different. And now try to place each toe on the mat independent of one another. So start with your pinky toe, your little toe, the next toe. It's really hard. It takes like some real control. And finally, your big toe. And again, look down at your arch. Draw that arch up to engage the inside of your shin. I can move back a little bit further. There we go. Hold on, let me make a little adjustment here. Okay, good. Reach your arms up, look up, engage your abdominals as you fold down. Place your right hand between your feet and bring your left arm up and see if you can really use my tricep is really leaning against my right knee, and I'm using that as leverage to try to stack my shoulders. Try to keep your sit bones even on your chair and look up at that hand. Okay, bring it down, forward fold, come up to mountain pose. Look up, and again, lower down, and exhale. Place your left hand between your feet and do the same thing on this side. Maybe you notice this side has more flexibility or maybe a little bit less. Look up at your thumb, breathing here, in and out, fold down, and come back up to mountain pose. Breathe here, good. Bring your hands back to your chest. Bring your right arm across your left and see if you can get some stretch there. Now bring your left arm across and see if you can get some additional stretch. Now hug your body. Give your body a big hug. Grab your shoulder blades. Bring your elbows up in line with your shoulders and extend the crown of your head up. Breathe here. Good. Hands back to knees. Let's do some seated cat-cows. So look up, pop your booty out, bring your chest through your triceps, and now round to cat. Inhale, cow. Look up, exaggerate, roll down for cat. Look up for cow and roll down for cat. And one more time. Good, that's really kind of just waking up our bodies. We woke up our neck, we've done some shoulder, we've done some hand and wrist. We've done a little bit with the hips and our ankles, a little bit with our toes. Now let's get into some sun salutations. So we're going to come up to mountain, breathe in, exhale, fold down. Breathe in, come up to halfway lift, straighten up, come forward to a chair position, popping your booty out, fold down. Exhale, inhale, up to mountain, hands to heart, breathe in and out, breathe in, fold down, halfway lift. Try to straighten your back, come forward to a chair position, fold down, exhale, breathe in, mountain, look up, hands to heart, breathe in and out, breathe in and fold down. Come up to halfway lift, straighten your back, come forward to chair, fold down on an exhale. Inhale, mountain, hands to heart, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, exhale down, come up halfway lift to a chair, breathe in, fold down. Breathe in, mountain. Use your abdominals as you come up. Breathe out, hands to heart prayer. Breathe in and out. Breathe in, fold down on an exhale. Breathe in, hands to knees, straighten your back. Breathe out, come to chair. Breathe in, mountain pose. Breathe out, forward fold. Breathe in, halfway lift, hands to knee. Breathe out, chair. Breathe in, mountain pose. Stay here, breathe out. Engage your abdominals. Breathe in again. Exhale to a fold. Breathe in, hands to knees. Breathe out, come forward to chair. Breathe out, forward fold. Breathe in, hands to knees. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Good, how did that feel? Felt good. Let's do some twisting. So bring your hand to your hip and bring your right arm out in front of you. And slowly just twist to the left. Sit bones are firmly on your chair. See if you can twist deeply. So on the inhale, extend your arm. On the exhale, twist deeper. Come back to center. Place your right hand on your right hip. Extend your left arm out. And again, just start twisting over and see if you can get your neck and head around so that you're looking over your right shoulder to the back. Good. So a little bit of a warm up. Now we're going to do Lord of the Fishes. So I want you to bring your left leg over your right, like you're crossing your legs. Place your right arm, right elbow on that knee, on that left knee. And I'm going to extend my fingers like they're pointing to the ceiling. And I'm going to try to bring my left hand around my back and grab onto my right wrist. See how far you can get there. And slowly, we're using this as leverage to twist to the left. So just like all twists, on the inhale, you expand. On the exhale, you twist deeper. So let's do this 4 rounds of breath. My toes on my left foot are flexed. So sit up as tall as you can and breathe. Extend and twist deeper on the exhale. Extend and twist deeper. Extend and twist deeper. Now take a counter twist. Slowly just unwind and look over to your right. Let's do the same thing on the other leg. Cross your right leg over your left. You can come up on your toes, on your left toes. If that brings the knee up a little bit closer, that might make the twist a little bit easier. Place your left elbow on the outside of your right knee. My fingers on my left hand are pointing to the ceiling. And I'm going to try to bring that hand around and see if I can grab the very top of my hip or somewhere, just bringing it around to really help in getting my shoulders. The goal is to get your shoulders to the right wall, but sit up tall, or as tall as you can. On an inhale, extend. On the exhale, twist. One side may feel different, and if there's any ouch here, come out of it. I don't want you to ouch. Or just twist more subtly. You can really feel the expansion on your inhale and the deeper twist when you exhale. Good, come back to center. Good job. In a way, that's kind of like a little bit of the eagle pose, which we're going to do later. So let's come up and stand and bring your chair. I'm going to have the seat of my chair facing me, and I'm going to place my hands on the seat of the chair. So any comfortable position, you can grip the chair if that feels, gripping the seat if that's more comfortable, and walk back so that we're making our back straight and our arms straight. So we want to come into like the shape of an L, and we're really stretching our arms out. Unlock your knees. See if that helps your sacrum work its way towards the wall behind you. And draw the crown of your head towards the wall in front of you. So this is the full half lift that we're sort of doing in the salutation. But this you can really feel profoundly as your sacrum and your back really stretches. And slowly walk forward, come forward, maybe stand up, shake out a little bit, clasp your hands behind your back, draw your shoulder blades down your back. And let's do that again. Really feel that stretch and feel as you walk back and get your feet in position. Feel the difference between locking your knees and how that feels and unlocking your knees. And see what that does to your sacrum. Bring your head so it's right between your triceps. And breathe here. Come up on your tippy toes and tippy toe towards your chair. Tippy toe, tippy toe, tippy toe, tippy toe. Stay up on your tippy toes, lower down so that now you're flat-footed, and now come up again on your tippy toes. Maybe you can even come up on your fingertips on your chair and come back down. Now step your right foot back enough so that you're on your toes, you can't reach your heel to the mat, and bring your left foot forward so that you're at a 90-degree bend in that knee. And this is a big stretch of your shin muscles. So really feel that, or your calf muscles. That is really stretching out my calf muscle. Breathe into it. And step your right foot forward and bring your left foot back so that you're on your toes on your left foot. You've got a bend, a 90-degree bend in that right leg, and your ankle, your heel is not reaching the floor, but you're trying to get it to the floor, and that's that calf, big calf stretch. I can feel that a lot in my calf. I hope you can too. Breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. And step that foot forward. I'm going to walk around to the other side of my chair, and we're going to do some balance. So Kathy, I know that you've got a pretty good balance practice, and I want you to challenge yourself to not use your chair, but it's there if you need it. But for other people who are watching this, if you don't have a balance practice, you want to have your chair, you want to use your chair when you need to, but I want you to try to challenge yourself to let go of the chair, even if it's for a second. A second is good because a second will lead to 2 seconds. And again, in this spirit of the journey, it's all about the journey. Just go on the journey. And if you fall out and if you lose your balance, it happens to all of us. It means that you're pushing your edge, and that's a good thing. So just grab hold of the chair. So let's start with the most basic balance, which I talk about a lot. It's just bringing your right foot off of the floor, touching down when you need to. You can place your hands in any position that you want. Unlock your left leg. Find a point that you can gaze at in front of you that's not moving. So that would not be me because I am moving. Find whatever stationary thing is in front of you and gaze at it and breathe into this. Stand up tall, draw the crown of your head up and draw your abdominal muscles together. That's your core strength right there. That's where your stability is coming from. Even place your hands on your belly and see if you can feel them engage, like you're zipping up your favorite pants, that tucking in and up. Place that foot down. If you need to, switch your chair around because we're gonna do this on the other side. So your chair is there for support. Raise your left leg up. Look down. Make sure that your right toes are pointing straight ahead at 12 o'clock. Your knee is right over your ankle. Your hip is over your knee. Your shoulders over your hip. So that's that true north alignment. Your shoulders are square and down your back. Unlock that standing leg so that you bring some fluidity to that knee. And just bring your left leg off the floor. Flex your toes. Your hands can be in any comfortable position. Notice your abdominals. Notice your belly. See if you can feel it engage. And breathe. And drishti, that's the gaze that helps with all balancing. If you fall out, that's fine. If you need your chair for support, that's fine. Just see how this feels. And bring that foot down. So all of our balancing poses, that's all we're doing. Sometimes we're just doing different shapes, but it's all that essential balance. So here's another balance, a very common balance is called tree. So you can go, your toes can be at kickstand. So you notice my left toes are on the ground. My right toes, I'm going to swing them around so they're true north. So we can stay here. Bring your hands into samastiti or your hands at prayer or up overhead, right? Challenge yourself. Bring your foot now up to your shin. Unlock that standing leg. Any hand position that's comfortable. Maybe it's just reaching out to almost touch the top of your chair for comfort and stability. That's fine. If you have a really good balance practice, you can try bringing your foot up to the inside of your thigh. So in tree, you never want to have your foot on your knee. And you want to try to get your foot going up and down on your leg. And you want to try to get your knee drawing out to the sidewall while your hip bones are facing straight ahead. So try that. Bring some bend to your knee. Your hands perhaps at prayer. If you fall out, just come back into it and breathe. And lower down. Good job. So while we've got the chair on this side, we'll just do a little bit more over here. So we were doing Lord of the Fishes, which is that twisting pose that we were doing. And it reminds me of eagle. So eagle is a double bind. So if balance is not there for you, I just want you to wrap your right leg over your left knee is pointing straight ahead, and I want you to sink your hips back like you're coming into chair, right? So that's one half of the bind. If you have balance, I want you to now wrap your right arm under your left and bring your elbows up to your shoulder height. And breathe here. And grab your chair and come out of it. If that is not in the cards for you, just simply do the leg bind and maybe just sink your hips a little bit. So that sinking of our hips and going back into that chair pose, it's it's an essential pose in yoga. And I will say that if you can practice this, you can grab your chair and just like you're going to sit into a chair. you sink your hips back. So your hips are going back, and you should be able to see your toes. If you're sitting up, you should be able to see at least your toes and maybe half of your foot, because that, your knees are back, they're parallel, and you're sinking your hips. This is a huge stretch in your thigh muscles, right? And while we're here, let's just do one more balance pose, another very common pose. You can do it, perhaps it's best to do it facing your chair with both of your hands on your chair. And it is kicking your right foot back for airplane. Or this could also be, this is the leg position for warrior three. Bring a bend into your standing leg and bring that raised leg back as far as you can and as straight as you can behind you, stamping the wall, right? And breathe into this. If that's not there for you, just any amount that you can bring that leg up, and then you can play with, maybe for a second, releasing your hands, right? So all of these balance, whether it's, the double bind of eagle, tree, airplane, or warrior three, it's all just a variation on bringing your leg up and balancing. And you can do this simple balance at any point during the day, while you're brushing your teeth, while you're at your sink in the kitchen. This, if you can just start to feel comfortable bringing your foot up off the floor for a few moments every day, you'll get the swing of balance. I know I've said this before. My balance has been really crummy. And I realize, having an old mom who falls a lot, how important balance is as we get older. So let's do what we did on the other side. Now I shifted my chair around. We're going to start and do some of this on this side. So we started with, I believe we started with tree. So let's do tree on this side, bringing our right leg in whichever position you want in tree. So it can be kickstand, so my toes are on the mat. It can be foot on shin. It can be up into your thigh. So if your foot, regardless of where your foot is, really press it. My foot's sliding down because my pants are slippery, but really press it into the standing leg. I think I've got a bit on here. I'm sliding around. Breathe and drishti, gaze and breath. And place that foot down on the mat. Good deal. And then we did eagle, and we're going to now wrap our left leg around our right. This leg may feel different. I can't get my toes. In full eagle, you're wrapping your toes around to the inside of your right leg. So I've got my toes pressing against my inside of my right thigh. It's challenging. If that's not in the cards, just flex your toes on the outside of your right thigh. That's absolutely fine. And we're coming into that deep seated position, right? Like we're in chair. Now, if it's there for you, wrap your left arm under your right and bring your elbows up in line with your shoulders and breathe. If that's not in the cards, just hold on to the chair and sink into this position, looking down to see if you can see your toes. And breathe, and breathe, and breathe, and come up. Good job, good deal. And then we're gonna do the airplane a la warrior three. So we were kicking our right leg up. Now we're going to kick our left leg up. We're going to extend it behind us. Bring some bend into your standing leg. See if you can flex your toes of your raised leg and straighten it as much as you can. If you can bring it off the mat just 3 inches, that's fine. But see if you can get it up. Look back. Your hips, you're not stacking your hips. You're not coming into a half moon. Your hips should be even, but maybe with your glutes, you can kind of up and down, go up and down with that leg and breathe. And feel the difference here again. When you unlock that knee, it's amazing the difference and how the pose feels different. And maybe you can straighten your arms or maybe not. Just play with it a little bit. Maybe dipping down. Good. Good, good, good. Come back to a comfortable seated position. Take a drink. I need a drink. And we've been talking about some of the warriors, but now we're gonna practice some of the warriors. So here we are. We're sitting on our chair. Life is good, and we're going to try to get into a warrior one in a seated position. So we're going to swing around. My right knee is now facing the right wall, and I'm going to scooch my left leg behind me. I'm on my left toes, and my pelvis is right on the chair. So my left leg it's kind of straight. It's not super straight. Of course, in my anatomy, my legs never particularly look straight. Even when they're locked, they don't look straight. Everybody's different. My right knee is bent at 90 degrees. So see if you can look down. Is your knee over your ankle? That's the position that we want. And we want to try to get our hip bones so they're facing the wall in front of us. And we want our shoulders stacked on top of those hip bones. So that's the posture that we're aiming for. And in Warrior One, your triceps are wrapped around your ears, but maybe you start by just having your arms in cactus. And cactus is always a really good alternative because sometimes bringing your arms up, that can be a lot. But if you're able to, maybe cactus and then just for a minute, bring your arms up. I rotate my hands so my pinkies are drawing towards one another. That helps me get deeper into this. That helps my shoulders get into the right position. Breathe here, extend that back leg out long. Breathe, breathe. Grasp your hands behind your back and draw your arms down your back. And now lean forward and see if you can see where you can bring those arms. Some people can bring their arms straight overhead. I can't. This is about as far as I can bring my arms. And breathe into this. And come back up. And shift around. There's a reason why we're doing this pose at the end of the practice. It's because it's pretty intense. So do what you can. If there's any ouch, get out of it. Don't pursue ouch. Ouch is no good. So get yourself set up. Again, your leg is behind you. I'm on my right toes now. My left knee is pointing straight ahead. I'm trying to get my shoulders on top of my hip bones and my hip bones and shoulders facing the wall in front of me. Breathe here. Bring your arms up to cactus. Breathe. Now bring your arms up overhead, wrapping your triceps around your ears. Breathe here. Bring your arms back down. Clasp your hands behind your back and hinge forward at the waist. Breathe. Good. And make your way up and out of this pose and back into a comfortable seated position. We're going to end practice with a little bit of a body scan and a little bit of a mindfulness meditation. So this is, it's a wonderful part of yoga. It's one of the branches of yoga is that mindfulness, which is really bringing your mind back to a thought and not letting it race around. But meditation is nothing more than pulling your mind back to that intention. It's always the case that your mind's going to wander. So there's so many different ways that you can be meditative. You can be meditative, do a walking meditation so that maybe you're counting your steps. It's just something that you're staying focused on. And by doing that, then it actually clears your brain. And it calms your brain and it calms your nervous system. So close your eyes and we're going to do a mindfulness, which is called body scan. And we'll start with our toes. So bring your toes up off the floor or the mat and place them down on the mat. Mindful of how each toe feels, and come up to the arch of your foot and maybe try to bring it up and see how the engagement occurs in your shins. And breathe into it. And now travel up your shins to your knees. Your hands are on your knees. Maybe as we get older, one knee complains a little more than the other one. We ask a lot of our knees. And breathe into it. Come up through your thighs, through your abdominal cavity where so much is going on. There's so many muscles. There's so many organs. It is really the core of our existence, our strength, our stability. So much comes from that core area. And breathe into it. Engage your abdominal muscles like you're zipping your favorite pair of pants, tucking your belly button up and back. Breathe here. Come up to your chest and your shoulders. Roll your shoulders down your back. Lower your shoulders. And your hands, bring all your fingers up off your knees and place them back down one at a time. And travel up through your arms and your triceps, and to your shoulders, and to your neck that we've exercised and we've rotated to work the kinks out and give our cervical spine a little bit of flexibility. And come up to your ears. Listen for the most distant sound. See if you can hear the sound that is closest. Come up to your lips and your mouth. We're so connected, our hearing and what we say. So often we should just listen more and maybe speak less. But all the wonderful things that we do with our mouth, we kiss, we eat, we taste. What a wonderful sense it is. And it is so connected to our nose and our sense of smell. And in this time of COVID, that loss of our smell, and then how connected it is to our taste. It allows us to breathe our ujjayi breath in and out through our nose. And the constricting of our throat. Take some ujjayi breaths. See how that feels. That sound of the ocean. The ocean that we love to sit and watch with our eyes. That rolling, that continuous ebb and flow. It's so mesmerizing. It's such a meditation. We can lose ourselves just watching it. All that our eyes do for us. Maybe they're not 20/20 on their own anymore. I'm so grateful for being able to have corrective lenses. Many of our lives would be so different without them. Breathe in and out. I give thanks to my eyes. And to the crown of our head and our mind, that wonderful, amazing organ. Draw the crown of your head up and give thanks to all that we do with our mind. It too might not be working as flawlessly as it once did, but all the wisdom it contains, in some ways it's working better than ever. And breathe into it. And feel grateful. Feel grateful for your body. Maybe you've had an illness, but your body is working through it in amazing ways. I had an uncle who had multiple myeloma, and then he got Parkinson's, and then he got prostate cancer. And a friend of his said, "My God, don't you feel that your body's cheated you?" And he said, "No, quite the contrary. I think my body's done miraculously well." That amazing attitude, that amazing man. I give thanks for him. Bring your hands to prayer. Place your thumb knuckles against your chest wall. We'll end practice with the way we began, with the sound of one Om. Breathe in deeply. Breathe out. Breathe in. Bring your thumb knuckles to your forehead and look up. The light in me honors the light in you. We bow together and we end practice with Namaste. Namaste.